Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy, also known as ETCG1, when posting videos to this channel. If it is your birthday, happy birthday, have a cake. I'm sure, well, maybe not all of us, but those of us that are driving remember our first driving experiences. And I've sort of touched on this topic in the past, but the reason this comes up now is because my youngest son just got his learner's permit. Now, I've talked about in the past how he wasn't as into driving. Well, now that he's actually driving, he's way more into it, and he wants to get as much time in as he can, and honestly, he's good. He's really good. He's really smooth on the gas and accelerator. He doesn't scare me. He doesn't scare his mom. Way more important. And my daughter is only a couple of years behind him, so I'll be doing the same thing all over again. In fact, I'm hoping to pass the element on to him when it comes time for him to get his license and need a vehicle. The first thing I ever drove, and I'm just going to share this stuff with you real quick and then put it back to you and find out about your first driving experiences, but I learned how to drive on my dad's 77 Suburban. Square body, yeah, big one, real big one. We had it forever. That truck ran forever. Love that freaking truck. That was when Chevrolet made a truck, let me tell you. And that thing, my dad had it, like I said, forever. I think the speedometer broke before I finally pulled the engine with him one day before I went to mechanic school years and years ago, and I think he still has it. 4-bolt mains and old Chevy trucks, 350, awesome, just awesome. And like I said, 300,000 miles probably. The thing went out the Grand Canyon, he drove all the way. Anyway, this isn't a video about my dad's truck. This is a video about first driving experiences. And I remember going out on country roads with that 77 Suburban with my dad and trying to pilot that thing. And it was, of course, a little bit intimidating, but man, was that exciting. I mean, that was a really, really, really great feeling. And then my first car was a 72 Galaxy, which I believe I've talked about in the past. With a 351 Windsor, and that sort of got me the bug, you know, and started getting me. And it was my dad's winter car, so it wasn't, you know, mechanically 100%, so it needed stuff. In fact, I ended up putting a timing chain in it one day, which was very difficult, especially since I'd never done anything like that before. And guess what the problem was? It was a bad condenser in the distributor, so a little part, like 17 cents at the time, I could have replaced, and just screwed it in, screwed it out. All that for a timing chain, but the timing chain was loose in my defense. That being said, so those are my first driving experiences, and I actually took my driver's test in, what was it, a 79 or 80 Malibu wagon, which that thing was total garbage. Ugh, yuck. It was a G-body, I believe, yeah, but during the yucky years of GM. But my grandfather actually took me to take my driver's test, and I ran a stop sign. I totally just was not paying attention, went right through it. Parallel park like a champ, and I think that's the reason why he let me pass. He sort of was like, all right, you know, you missed that stop sign. I'm like, I know, please don't make me come back. And here we are. So my son, it's really kind of weird. Now, my oldest son, I split up with his mom years ago, so we didn't live together, so I wasn't there to drive with him when he was first starting to drive, but later on, you know, I just built him that Civic and sent it up to him. But yeah, I'm curious as to how things are going to play out with my daughter as well. She's actually a pretty good driver. She's driven here in the parking lot. I've let her drive that very Civic that I gave to my oldest son. All right, well, that's enough of me reminiscing about my experiences. Let's kick it back to you. What is your first driving experience? When did you first starting to drive? My son is 15. My youngest son is 15, just about to turn 16 in a couple of months. When did you first start? What were your first driving experiences like? When did you take your driver's license, or when did you take your driver's test? And, you know, a little bit about that. That's what comments are for. I like learning about you and these experiences. Some of them are quite funny and amusing, and some of them are just cool, and a lot of them are very relatable, because I guess we're all car people. That's why we watch YouTube channels about some dude sitting there talking about first driving experiences. If you have automotive questions, I ask that you head to ericthecarguy.com. That'll be linked in the description along with additional videos and other stuff, so check the description for more stuff before you go on to the next video, which I hope is an ETCG1 video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do those things that help me make a living. Super appreciate that. I'll keep making these videos and talking to you if you want. If you need to go to sleep and you can't sleep, I might be able to talk you to sleep. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I'll see you next time.